What's up, guys? Justin here with the CGEssentials.com back with another Iclone and character creator video for you. So in today's video, we're going to check out the new features contained inside of the new version of Iclone 8 that's supposed to be coming early next year. So they've got some really cool features in here for the way that you can control characters and set other things up like that. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. And so they've got a page kind of talking through some of the differences in Character Creator 4 and Iclone 8 versus the versions that are right now. I will link to that in the notes down below. So if you scroll down, they've got things in here both for Character Creator as well as character animation. And so I figured we'd start by taking a look at the Iclone 8 new features. They've got some really interesting stuff in here for your character animation. So they've got this really cool video in here that kind of talks through some of the things that they've included. So they've got some really cool tools for actually setting up character animations. So Iclone 8 primarily seems to be kind of a character creation and rigging type tool, and so they've got a lot of cool stuff that's contained in here. You can also scroll down a little bit further in order to see individual videos about some of these different things. And so for now, what I really wanted to do is just take a look at some of the tools that are going to be contained in here. These are things that I'm definitely interested in trying out. So probably some of the biggest things for me in this new version are the play to animate functions. And so basically what they do is they set this up almost like a video game where you basically get control over the way the character moves using things like your keyboard and mouse. So it's very similar to playing a video game, but you can use things like your gamepad in order to direct where your characters are going to go. So for me, this is kind of a big deal because I don't really necessarily want to mess around with trying to key all these animations together and all of that. So if we have a tool where I can literally control my characters using those simple game controls in order to make them do what I want, I think that's going to be a huge game changer in the way that we can create different animations. So I'm really excited to see how this comes together and how it actually works with the animations that are in here. If it's as easy as it looks, it could be massively cool. So in addition to the keyboard controls and the gamepad controls, they're also adding a suite of tools in here designed to be able to control where your characters are going to walk, so especially in the background. So things like being able to create paths or loops where characters can actually walk along a path and it's going to do that animation automatically. Again, could be a massively cool tool. In addition, having the ability to have some characters follow other characters, it just gives you a lot of control over what your characters are going to do in your scene. So hopefully there's not a ton of like background setup that goes along with any of this stuff, but just being able to come in here and just manually adjust, like, okay, follow this character. Oh, you're following too close. Maybe follow a little bit further away. Just gives you a lot of control over what you can do without you having to have a ton of that technical knowledge. So one of the things I'm really interested in is the ability to set up a zone where a character can just walk around automatically. So you can set this up with randomization where they can just walk inside of the space. So you can have a character like this one that's talking on the cell phone without you having to go through and actually like manually keyframe those animations. So again, super excited to see how exactly that works. So some of the clip blending functions that are coming up look really interesting to me as well. So these tools designed to help your character kind of seamlessly move into different movements one after the other without you having to blend them together manually. It's just something that I think being able to kind of put those things together could be really cool. So Iclone 8 is going to have a new control rig. The new control rig is going to give you kind of this new interface as well as some additional control for the way that things come together when it comes to your movements. So I'll be really interested to kind of play around with this one and see what it does to the overall experience. So the motion correction tool is also something that's going to be really interesting to me. We've probably all seen the 3D animated characters where the feet kind of slip around on the ground, and so adding a tool that'll actually like automatically stabilize those footsteps so they're not sliding around on the ground can be a huge difference maker for animations, because obviously that foot sliding is a big deal and it's something that can be a little bit frustrating to fix. So having a tool that's actually designed to fix that, I think, is going to be a great addition. So the new drag and drop motion pipeline is another thing that's interesting to me, based on the fact that it's supposed to allow you to drag and drop any FBX motion data in here. So now this is something we'll have to wait and see exactly how it works with different things like Mixamo and other tools like that. But if it works the way that it's advertised, it could give us some real accessibility to external animation sources within Iclone. So they've also improved some features in the Iclone real-time rendering. So they've added a volumetric light function, for example, that's going to allow allow you to kind of add that atmosphere to your different scenes. They've also made some enhancements to the light and shadow strength, which again is something that we'll just have to kind of play around with to see what that does to the overall results. So if you are doing any kind of rendering inside of Iclone 8, they're going to be making some improvements there as well. And so then also the mirror plane shader is basically going to reflect light. So again, getting those reflections can also be a little bit frustrating. So having the ability to actually have this kind of bounce light off of it, I'll be interested to see how well this implementation works. But I think this, again, like mirroring is always a valuable thing that a lot of people are looking for. All right, so from a pricing standpoint, if I'm reading this right, I believe that if you go ahead and buy Iclone 7 Character Creator 3 right now, you will get a free upgrade to Iclone 8 and Character Creator 4 next year, I think. That's something you may want to reach out to their support and just verify if that's something you're looking into. If you're an existing customer, you can either pay an upgrade price, which we'll talk about down below, or if you purchase a certain amount through the store through the end of the year, then you'll go ahead and get that upgrade thrown in as a part of that. So I think $3.99, $6.99, and $7.99 are the cutoffs on that. Or if you just decide that you want to pay the upgrade price, it looks like Character Creator 4 is going to be $249. Iclone 8 is going to be $4.99, or you can get the combo for $5.99. So those look like what the prices are going to be for the upgrades, assuming I am reading this page right. So anyway, a lot more to come on this as the new versions come out. I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff contained inside of Iclone 8, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go. But leave a comment below, let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.